Happy MoJOY Monday, everyone. Carmen Braaksma here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Arvada, Colorado, and I'm a little behind on this Monday. It's like 3 o'clock, and I'm just now getting around to doing this card. I've been a part of a vendor event, and actually, I'm part of this vendor event every month. And there's a bunch of us vendors. I think we were about 30 vendors this time. And we get to sell our products and stuff like that. And so this month I was focusing more on stuff that me and my sister had made and did really well. People really liked them. So if you're ever wanting to see what it is that I'm selling, or be a part of this group to see what other people are selling, just reach out to me. And I can go ahead and invite you to this group. We do it every month, and so it's just really a lot of fun. When people buy things, they're able to get put in a drawing to win things like $30 shopping sprees or gift certificates from vendors. It's really a lot of fun, and so I've been really busy with that. So I got a little behind on creating the card for today. But today's card, we're going to focus on, we're going to still be focusing on the fall theme. We're going to be using the Blackberry Beauty uh, um, Specialty Designer Series paper. And we're going to be using um, the base card is going to be in Cinnamon Cider. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I went ahead and took the base, and I will put all the dimensions like every week in the description. So I started out with my base as Cinnamon Cider, but I really wanted a little background, and I don't know if you can see how pretty that is. So on that, I used the called the Stitch Greenery die, and I just love this. It just adds just enough to a card, and so I just went ahead and I took the die and I just placed it right at the crease line of the folded card, and I just ran it through the die cut machine this way. And then you get this, and then on the inside you're going to get a little bit of the backing of that, but I don't, that's fine. If it's something you didn't like, you would have to you could cover that, but I think it looks just fine like that. So let's go ahead, and then on the designer paper we're going to be using this pattern right here, and the back side is this pattern, which is just gorgeous. So we're going to be using that from this designer pack. So what I did is I went ahead and I took a piece of that designer paper, and I took let's see, where is it? I took it's called, oh, the borders. I had it right here. Where did it go? I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. See, I told you I'm a mess today. So I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, I took the piece of paper, and I took the border die that looks like this, and I went ahead and I cut this out. If I find it while I'm working, I will definitely show it to you. I had it right here. This is what's so crazy. Anyway, so I went ahead and die cut this piece of designer series paper, but then I wanted a border here. So I went ahead and took a larger piece of Blackberry Bliss, and I also die cut it. And what I did is I took my piece and I placed the border die that I was using right up against this, and so I made it a little bigger because I wanted to have some wiggle room. So I went ahead and die cut that, and then when I did that, then I wanted to do the paper saving technique, and the die that we're going to be using today is this one, and it comes from the Meadow dies. And so you could just use another piece of Blackberry Bliss, but I decided to do the paper saving technique. And I went ahead, and after I did this, I ran this through the die cut machine. And then that way, because you're not going to be seeing that, because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to glue these two pieces together here with showing the amount of border that I want. So I'm going to go ahead, and since I don't know exactly where it's going to be, I'm going to put the adhesive on this piece right here. So I think I'm going to use the liquid glue, and I should have gotten this started because sometimes, you know how liquid glue is, it gets all gunky. So let's see if I can get this to come out. If not, we're going to be using the seal. I think I can get it to come out. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to just put some liquid glue so that I have some wiggle room kind of around this die cut image, and go ahead and adhere this, leaving me with the border that I want. And the good thing about using the glue is that you can line it up and move it to where you like it. So there we go. I got that adhered there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, and I want to cut off any excess, because if I go ahead and put this on the card with like this, then I probably not going to have a lot of room for my sentiment here. I guess you could, you know, lay it there and see if it's going to work, but it's too close. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over and just cut off some of that edge right there that I have there. I'm just going to, you could use your paper trimmer, scissors, or whatever you want, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it right up against the cardstock there. And then if I lay that on the edge there, I think that gives me more room down here for my sentiment. So now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the card base. And now this you could put all over because it's going directly, the whole piece is going directly down. Okay, and I just line up the edge where the card is folded and put that down. Okay, now with that die cut that I had cut out of that piece underneath there, what I liked about this flower is it kind of matched the flower in the paper, and that's why I went with it. So I'm going to go ahead but I wanted it to be more than just that silhouette. I wanted to add a little bit more to it. So I took a piece of the back side of that paper there, which looks like this, and I went ahead and I die cut just the top portion, this flower and this flower. I didn't do the whole thing, and I was able to get these pieces. So now what I'm going to do, if you notice, there's the stem there, and I just want to cut it off right there. This is called paper piecing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that little part off there, and now I'm going to glue this right on top of the flower head. And this little piece, make sure that there's not, I think we're okay. I don't need to cut off anything there. So let me go ahead and pull out my silicone sheet here so that I don't get glue everywhere. And let me go ahead and put some adhesive on the back here. And then lay this right over the top here and line it up and adhere that. And that just gives the top of that flower a really cool look. I love that. See, I don't know. Hopefully you can see that. And then we're just going to do the same thing with that little flower here. Oops, a little too much glue. Let's see if I have some, I don't want to get glue on my fingers, so I'm going to take my tweezers and lay it on top of there. And then make sure it's lined up there too. Okay, so there we have that flower, and we're going to adhere that to the front here. And I'm going to put the stem right down here in the corner so that it doesn't look like it's just hanging in midair. So now we're going to go ahead and take some more of the glue and put it on the back of this. And it's hard to get glue on these little things, but you just put little dots and at least you get some glue on there that'll hold it. And then right up in here. Okay. So I'm going to turn this over. See if I can get this on here without getting glue all over my fingers. And lay that right there. There we go. I just think that is so pretty. So now, I want to do the sentiment. So what I did is I took a scrap piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock, and I also put the stitching on it as well. I ran it the same stitching I did on the back of here. I did it on here. And I'm going to go ahead and then I stamp just because. And this sentiment is from the lovely You, the Lovely You stamp set. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down to our Blackberry Bliss mat that we use. And I use, of course, my favorite punch, the double oval punch, to do this. I love this punch. So now I'm going to put that down and slide it around till I get the nice border that I like. And then I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals and put that on the back. And then I'm going to adhere that to the front of the card. I'm going to put that down here in the corner. And there we go. Just because. Then I took a piece of the Very Vanilla, and I took a piece of that same designer paper that I used for the flower. You could use either side if you wanted it on there, but on the inside of your card, but I just love this side. So this is the side we're going to put on the inside of this card. And just going to use the glue since it's out. And put this at the bottom. And then I'm going to take I don't like to use the glue on the back of here because sometimes I see like looks like little snakes running through here once the glue dries, and I don't like that. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal for the back of this piece. And this is going to be the inside of our card. And you could stamp a sentiment if you want it on the inside. I didn't today, but because I think I wouldn't know what to put for the just because. I just would want to write a little note to someone on why they were getting this card for me. So line this up. There we go. Then that's the inside and the outside. Now we just need some, of course, we need some embellishments. So I'm going to use the Brush Metallic Adhesive Back Dots. It's in the mini catalog. I think this will go really nice with this card. And I'm going to use the, because this has gold in it, I think I'm going to use the larger gold dot on the middle of the flower. So I'm going to take one of the large dots and I'm going to place that right in the middle of my flower. There we go. And then I think we might as well add two more of the smaller ones on the card somewhere. So let's go ahead and put one up here and another small one. I don't know, somewhere around here, I guess. That'll work. Now we have three of these adhesive back dots. I think they're gorgeous. So there you have it. There's our card for today, our fall card. I think this is a beautiful card and anyone would enjoy getting this. So, and then you have the inside with that beautiful paper at the bottom. I'm telling you, the designer paper that Stampin' Up has is my favorite. I mean, I have tons of it and I can't stop buying it because it's so pretty. But it just really helps make the card so beautiful. So there you go. There's our card for today. Um, Hopefully you enjoyed that, and we will see you all again next Monday for our next episode of MoJOY Monday. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.